Hello, my name's Christine and I'm a recovered cardio addict. And in this video, I'm going to talk to you about why doing tons and tons of cardio is actually just a big waste of time if what you're after is a lean and sculpted and muscular looking physique. So I know that none of this is new information. There's a ton of videos on YouTube already. There's a ton of information on the internet in general on this topic, and I've talked about this in previous videos as well, but I feel like sometimes people need to hear things in a variety of different ways for things to really sink in, for them to really be convinced, because this idea that cardio is the best way, more cardio is better, you know, intense cardio, lots of cardio is the best way to lose weight and to get that kind of like lean physique, it's hard to let go of if that's what you've been kind of like indoctrinated into. And I know this is true because even though I've talked about this in lots of previous videos, I still get lots of subscriber requests and questions about cardio, people wanting me to make more cardio videos, longer cardio videos, more intense cardio videos, people asking me how much cardio I'm doing, what's my cardio routine. And even when I'm working one-on-one with clients, they're often really still confused about how much cardio I'm giving them, and they're surprised as to why I'm either not giving them cardio to do or giving them just very small amounts in most cases. All right, so as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I used to be a cardio bunny, a cardio addict, and I'm just gonna spend a couple moments talking about my own story, my own history and experience with doing a lot of cardio, because I know that a lot of you guys can relate to me and maybe you can see some parallels within your own life. So when I first got into fitness back in 2010, my first kind of experience with working out was doing group exercise classes at my local gym, which were all cardio based. Now, I'm definitely not slagging group fitness or cardio classes, because I'm really grateful for them, because they're definitely what kind of got me into fitness and got me feeling comfortable and confident with working out. But being the extremist that I am, I thought more is better, and I was doing like a lot, like cardio classes, like 5 to 6 days a week for an hour or two at a time. Because when I first started doing these classes, I did lose a couple pounds, I got a little bit leaner, and I was like, hey, this works. I gotta do more. The more the better, right? But the thing with cardio is your body just adapts so quickly, and soon I hit a plateau and I couldn't lose any more weight. So then the next thing that I discovered was HIIT, high intensity interval training. And again, right away, I started losing a little bit of weight with that. And I was like, sweet, this works. This is even better than like doing longer, lower intensity cardio. I was like, let's just do all the high intensity cardio, lots and lots and lots. Now, the other thing that happened when I started doing a lot of HIIT, I also started under eating. And what happened was I did lose a dramatic amount of weight, and I actually did get borderline underweight. And I basically continued this cycle of under eating and over exercising with high intensity interval training for about a year and a half, until my body just literally wouldn't let me do that anymore. So here's the thing about cardio. Yes, it works in the short term. You eat less, you do more cardio, you lose weight. But the thing is, your body adapts so quickly, so that you have to just keep doing more and more cardio, longer workouts, more intense workouts. You have to start eating less. You have to start restricting your calories or your fats or your carbs or whatever you're doing in order to keep getting the same results, or even to just maintain. In fact, I personally noticed that I was eating the same, doing more exercise, and I was like slowly gaining weight.
Okay, so now I want to show you what happened after I spent about a year and a half overtraining and under eating. And by the way, I didn't have my period at that time. The picture on the far left is me in 2014 in the fall, right after I got back from a month in India, and I had gained about 10 pounds of fat, because honestly, my body had just had enough and it was in survival mode, and it was like, this girl needs to gain weight, this girl needs to eat. And so I developed this really bad binge eating habit. And I have a video on binge eating and how I overcame it, and I'll link that in the description. But basically what happened was I did keep up with all the intense HIIT cardio workouts, but I just wasn't able to keep my calories as low as I previously had. Not to mention my metabolism had slowed down a lot, and the workouts that were getting me results before were just not getting me results anymore. After I had gained those 10 pounds, I spent about a year, trying all my old tricks, trying to lose that 10 pounds, trying to get back to my super skinny self. But none of my old methods were working, and I just realized that I had to do something different. So finally in 2016, I decided, all right, I'm going to start actually eating properly. I'm going to try to build some muscle, and I started weightlifting. And the middle picture of me there is me in 2016, and you can see I look a little bit more defined, I've got a bit more muscle, and the thing is, I weigh the same in all of these photos, like plus or minus about 2 to 3 pounds. I'm in the 135 to 140 pound range in all of these photos. Okay, so fast forward about a year to the last photo on the right where I'm wearing green, and that photo was taken in 2017. And as you can see, I'm the most muscular, the most toned, and pretty lean there as well. And the ironic thing is, I was doing the least amount of cardio out of my whole fitness journey at that time. And I haven't been doing more cardio since then. I still only do 1 day of HIIT per week, and the rest of my training efforts are all strength training.
And the other thing about cardio is it does really nothing to enhance your muscle definition, which is what you need if you want to have that lean and, sculpted and toned look. Not only does overdoing cardio make it really hard to build muscle, but also if you're over exercising and under eating, your body's going to be using your existing muscle tissue as fuel. And you definitely don't want to lose muscle, because the less muscle you have, the more flat and soft you're gonna look. So not only will overdoing cardio hinder your muscle building abilities or actually make you lose muscle, but overdoing with cardio will often make a big spike in your appetite, because you're just constantly hungry, because you're constantly expending so much energy and trying to minimize your calories. And I know for myself that it just led to this horrible binge restrict cycle that I just felt crippled by. And lastly, chronically overdoing cardio will just really stress your body and raise your cortisol levels and make it even harder for you to lose weight. Because when your cortisol levels are high, when you're stressed out, your body just wants to be hold on to weight, retain water. It's not letting you lose fat at all because it's too stressed. And I feel like this just exacerbates the whole binge, restrict, over exercise, under eat, binge, etc. cycle. Now, when I first switched to strength training, I was very, very resistant to it. I honestly thought that in order to have a proper workout, in order to really get results, I just had to physically exhaust myself to the nth degree. I had to get super sweaty, super tired. Otherwise, I didn't have a good workout and I wasn't gonna reach my goal. I was also very resistant to increasing my calories in general, and particularly my fat. But after spinning my wheels for a number of months, strength training, and still not really seeing results because I was still under eating and still in this binge restrict mentality a little bit, it finally sank in, and I finally started eating more and more fat and more protein. And I think the biggest thing for me was not, it wasn't really hard for me to eat more because I have a really big appetite and I could just eat for days. But for me, the hardest thing was really to let go of the guilt associated with eating. I just felt guilty, I was just eating too much or whatever. But I finally got the message that you can't grow muscles, you can't grow stronger unless you're feeding yourself sufficient calories. Your body just doesn't work that way. And when I realized that, I started to make those changes, and that is where I really saw this whoosh of all of a sudden I was hey, I'm getting a booty, hey, I'm getting some definition in my legs and my shoulders and all these other places. I was I'm eating more and I look more toned than I did before when I was eating less. And And the other thing that strength training has done for me that doing a lot of cardio or HIIT hasn't done, even though cardio and HIIT does give me sort of like an endorphin high, which I do enjoy, strength training and learning skills and whatnot has really furthered the connection, the sense of connection that I have with my body. And like the first time I was able to, you know, squat my body weight, I just had this immense feeling of pride and gratitude for my body. The first time I was able to do a pull-up, I was just like, oh my gosh, like it became more, I know this video is about like how to achieve a certain look, but it's so much more than that. And it became more to me like, it became more about what my body could do rather than what it looked like, which you know, is the ultimate goal, the ultimate, you know, place of where we want to get to. All right, so now I want to talk a little bit about my own cardio routine and, in my opinion, how to actually use cardio effectively and appropriately. All right, so I know I've been ragging on cardio this entire video, but cardio isn't bad all like in itself. It's just misusing it, and especially misusing it in the efforts of achieving a sort of like lean and sculpted and toned physique. Cardio is definitely important for your overall cardiovascular health, and I'm definitely not saying that you should just like lift a couple weights and then call it a day and just be a couch potato and not do any sort of cardiovascular activity. So let me give you a little idea of what my cardio routine looks like. So on a daily basis, I try to go for either a walk or a bike ride. It's usually a walk, and I'll walk for about 30 to 60 minutes almost every single day. And I'm just going at kind of a leisurely pace. I'm not, you know, speed walking or jogging or whatever. That's that. Now, also once a week, I go and I film a HIIT workout for my YouTube channel. And sometimes those workouts are more cardio focused and sometimes they're more strength focused. But either way, it's always a form of cardio because my heart rate is definitely quite elevated during those workouts, much more elevated than when I'm strength training at the gym. And then when I'm at the gym, there is a little bit of cardio incorporated into my strength training. Basically, like near the end of my workout, I'll maybe do a little finisher or like a little circuit. And during that circuit, I'm not resting as much. And so again, my heart rate is a little bit elevated, which counts as cardio. And I never, ever go to the gym and sit on the bike for 20 minutes or sit on the Stairmaster for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, or I don't go and do actual cardio at the gym. The only cardio at the gym I do is in my warm-up, I'll use either the bike it's usually the bike for either 5 to 10 minutes, and that is it. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about my recommendations for cardio if your goal is to build muscle, get lean, get sculpted, look toned. If you're like an endurance athlete and you're running marathons and whatnot, like obviously this doesn't apply. This is only for people who are kind of like trying to go for aesthetics and not like endurance performance. So I'm sure this is obvious by now, but my general recommendations for strength versus cardio training, if you're, you know, trying to add muscle, look defined, is to really spend about 80% of your workout efforts on building muscle and doing strength training and lifting weights and lifting heavy and not doing these like super high intense circuits and way too much cardio. Just really focus on getting stronger and doing compound movements. I would recommend weight training 3 to 5 days per week. And if you're not someone who walks or rides your bike at all, then I would suggest adding 20 minutes of cardio at the end of your weight training session, but not a high intense cardio, like I'd say like moderate, low to moderate intensity. Because like I said, if you're doing too much high intensity training like right after your weightlifting, that can really get in the way of your body's ability to build muscle. When I'm working one-on-one with my clients, I always just give them a very similar routine to what I'm doing and just kind of adapt it to their particular lifestyle, situation, and goals. So I'll usually give them a program. I'll create a program for them, 4 to 5 days a week of strength training. Some of them I'll give little finishers at the end of certain workouts. And some of my clients get zero cardio, especially in the beginning phases of us working together, because what we're trying to do is build muscle, get stronger, and not overdo the cardio in the beginning, obviously, because once I eventually get them to a phase where they're ready to do like a little cut, then if they're already doing, 20 minutes of cardio after every single session, like, we only have to increase from there. So I really like to start with the absolute minimum amount of cardio that is effective to maintain their health, and then add more cardio in a very strategic way when they're doing a cut. Because you don't want to start a cut with already doing 30 minutes of cardio every day. Like, where are you gonna go? Like, nobody wants to be doing 2 hours of cardio a day, right? And I always encourage my clients to do cardio in a way that is enjoyable. So like, I'll encourage a lot of them to walk. If they actually do have weight to lose, I'll encourage them to go for walks rather than just like slogging away on the treadmill. It's just like mind numbing and depressing. And I know I've said this already, but I really just want to hammer this point home. And that point is that if you're doing too much cardio in conjunction with your strength training, your body is not going to be able to build muscle. You're just going to be wasting your time, spinning your wheels, stressing your body out, stressing yourself out, being like, why am I not seeing results? I'm going crazy. So just don't do it. Just chill out on the cardio. Another really important point that I want to get across to you is that you need to be patient with yourself and your body. Results do not happen overnight. Even if you've been eating properly and training properly, lifting weights, eating enough calories, eating enough protein, fats, and carbs for like 3 months, and you're like, oh, I don't see any results, this isn't working, and you're like, I want to go back to doing all this cardio and just getting back into that cycle. Like, just don't do it. Be patient. Things don't happen overnight. And while I do get cases of clients coming back to me after 2 months, when I've done like a consultation with them, they'll email me and be like, oh my God, it's working. Like, I couldn't believe that it would work, but it's working, and having great results in just 2 months, seeing a difference. It's also totally common to not see results for, at least 4, 5, 6 months. And these changes are slow because it takes your body time to adapt to what you're doing. It takes time to build muscle. And just think about this. You've been possibly spending the last few years just overtaxing your body, overstressing, undereating, overexercising. Your hormones have been messed up. Maybe you don't have your period. Do you really think that you're gonna look like a fitness model after 2 or 3 months? Like, it's just not realistic. And just really focus on giving your body what it needs during this time. And yes, I know that this video is like, I'm trying to help you get to a certain point aesthetically, but you're not gonna get there unless you kind of drop that importance. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you just kind of like let go a little bit of that and start focusing on treating yourself better, you're gonna get there so much faster, and it won't be as important to you in the end, and you'll just be more happy overall. It's ironic actually, because right now in this moment, I feel the least amount of concern about my body and how it looks, yet I feel like it actually looks the best that it's ever looked in my entire life. So go figure. It's like the less you care, the less you push, the less you force yourself. Like, I've really been even doing less exercise over the last couple months. I've been working out less days per week, less intensely. I've been taking way more rest days, recovering more, and just chilling out. When I started kind of like chilling out a little bit, I was like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen. I'm probably gonna gain some weight. I'm gonna get less defined, but I don't know. Like, I honestly just like my body the most out of I've never liked my body more in my entire life than I do right now. And that is the result of 2 years of making sure I'm treating myself better, eating properly, and doing a consistent strength training program. If you're curious about the routine that I use or the training program that I use to kind of like achieve the mental and physical results that I have right now, I'll put some more information in the description, but basically I follow the program that Denise, my best friend, wrote in order to win her Bikini Pro card. We both decided that it would be awesome if we made this into like a PDF ebook and made it available on my website for sale. So that's what we've done. And I've also made another entire video talking about the program. So if you want to like get a detailed look at, you know, how many days per week you'd be doing, what kind of exercises you'd be doing, like what's involved, I will also link that video in the description box so you can go ahead and check that out after this video. And also, if you're still, you know, after watching this video, you're still confused about how much cardio to do, whether you're doing the right type of cardio or, you know, too much, not enough, like what kind of strength training workouts you should be doing, how many calories you should be eating, how to determine whether you should be bulking or cutting, etc. Or if you have issues with letting go of cardio, or, you know, if you come from exercise addiction, I do offer individual consultations. So that looks like just speaking for about an hour via video chat on Skype or FaceTime. And I also do offer a 12-week coaching program where, again, we talk on Skype or FaceTime. I basically do an assessment, figure out your history, and create a program for you, a strength training program for you based on your experience level, your goals, your situation, and also give calorie and macro recommendations if you need help with that as well. So I'll put the link to my coaching page where all the information is and all the prices in the description below. And if you have any other questions on cardio, just feel free to comment them below in the comment section. Or if you have any other video topic suggestions or questions that are related to this topic, please feel free to comment below as well. All right, you guys, I think that's it for this video. It's a beautiful sunny day outside, so I'm gonna go out, run some errands on foot, get some groceries, get some kombucha, and get my walking cardio in. The best kind of cardio is walking outside, in my opinion. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, if you got something out of it, please do hit the like button. It helps me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.